ride along in Ketchikan Fire Department's brand new tower truck? Yes, please. Let's go.
Tyler Pendergrass with Ketchikan Fire Department. I'm a fire medic here. I've been a career staff for about 4 years now. So today we're taking a look at our what we call Tower 1. It's a 100-foot Pierce ascent mid-mount. It's called a heavy-duty aerial. We've had this for about 3 years, and it's got a lot of good work. We're really happy with it.
That's awesome. And what's your actual title?
Fire medic.
Okay, and how did you start out in fire service?
I started out as a volunteer about 15 years ago almost now, but I grew up around the fire service. My dad volunteered all through growing up, so I kind of grew up in fire stations.
That's cool. And you volunteered for?
I volunteered for North Tongass for almost 10 years before I came on here at the city.
And Tyler was an awesome instructor in my EMT classes, my firefighter 1 class.
Yeah,
he
it's
put
fun.
up with my fumbling ways. Awesome. Let's
Thank
take
you.
a tour.
Yeah. So yeah, like I said, it's a 100-foot mid-mount. It's got a really nice big platform on it. It holds 300 gallons of water. The pump can pump 2,000 gallons a minute. It doesn't have a generator, but it does have an inverter on it, so we can power a little bit of stuff. Yeah, we've been able to execute rescues. We've used it on a lot of different fires. It pumps a lot of water, and so it's nice. We can get it into some crazy spots that we wouldn't be able to get to otherwise, just because the tower affords us the ability to get up and over some of the blocks and some of the tighter spaces here. It's been a giant asset to us. It's been really helpful in a lot of ways. We're really happy with it.
Yeah. I didn't know it was that old already.
Yeah. It's about, I think, 3 years old now. It's coming up on 3 years.
In that little intro, I just called it the brand new tower truck.
Yeah. Sometimes
hey,
it seems like that.
For Ketchikan, right?
Yeah, and we kind of joke in the 3 years that we've had it here, it's rolled. We figure pretty close to as much as the other one did in the 10 years before that, just because the level of utility of this truck is so much higher than the traditional rear mount stick. We've been able to just use it so much more. Yeah. And we have a lot of fun with it, so we train on it a lot.
Oh, that's good.
And people in the community like to go up in the bucket, so we'll take people up, and it's a ridiculously beautiful view. After we got this, we had a fire up on Main Street, and it was in an apartment complex that was offset from the road with another apartment complex in front of it, and then the state building parking garage was kind of in the way as well. And so it was a difficult access for the size of the fire that it was. And so they were doing a really good job trying to fight it back, but once they got this thing deployed, they were able to come up and over, and the fire had already breached, and they just blasted it from the top, and it was out. And that was really early on, and that really kind of set the tone for the utility of this truck. So now we roll it very frequently. Yeah, we can go ahead and look through it a little bit. We'll just open everything up.
Tour the cool stuff.
Yeah. So, yeah, first compartment. We have some New York hooks, wash down hose. We have a radio in there that we can repeat off the other radio for the engineer to use, but what you'll see later on is that this has a wonderful comm system on it, and so a lot of times the engineer will just have the headset and keep that. We've got 2 1 3/4 cross lays. It initially came with an 1 3/4 and a 3-inch cross lay, but we really like the idea of having the same thing on both sides, so we modified it back to being 2 1 3/4 cross lays, and this works pretty good for us.
Nice.
We've got our control deck here, so ideally staffing permitted. This person is going to be the safety. They can shut down the operation at any point in time if they see something that's unsafe, so they have the ability to control the stick and the platform from this little console here. Okay. So there's 2 consoles. There's one here and then one on the platform itself.
Okay.
Tools, utility sort of stuff. Got some nice drawers here, extra fittings. extra fittings, building repair kit.
Okay.
So this also kind of doubles up for us as a rescue right now. We don't actually have a rescue vehicle per se, so we keep all of our rope rescue equipment on and in this rig as well. So you'll see this is where we keep all of our rope rescue equipment, is in this compartment here.
Nice.
And then you'll see we've got that.
Carabiner, that's insane. Look at that. That's huge.
And it has the titanium stokes up there that kind of goes tandem with this system. That thing's wonderful. It's so light and strong.
How do you deploy that? Like, it doesn't look like you can climb like that.
It's on a set of hooks with
Yeah.
a pin.
Yeah.
And so you climb up, and it's so light that one person can, two people can bring it down. You just
Do you climb up from
you can
here?
climb up from here and then climb up this thing, or you can climb up from here and there's a door to the ladder, because there still is a ladder.
Oh, okay.
So hypothetically, if it was fully deployed, somebody could climb up and down it as well.
Okay. Once the tower's up, it's probably easier to climb around.
You'd be surprised. You'll see there's the way that the doors and stuff work.
Yeah.
It's pretty easy to kind of climb in and around on.
Oh, air packs.
Got some extra bottles
Or
in
air
here.
bottles. Air bottles. Alright.
Just got a rip bag. Extra. So what we've found is that having a 35-foot supply is really nice, because otherwise our supply lines are typically 100 feet.
Oh, okay.
And you could be really in between that 100 feet mark, right?
Yeah.
So it's nice to have the 35 foot to either tag onto 100 foot, but a lot of times we actually have pretty good hydrant system here in Ketchikan. So a lot of times we can get close enough to just use this.
Nice.
Especially in training settings and stuff like that too, where at some point we'll take you down there and show you how we train at Berth 4. This is really handy.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
Got our high-rise pack and our 50-foot 2.5 bundle.
Okay.
And you'll see we just, we're pretty excited. We just transitioned to smoothbore. We've gone through this big training process, and just within the last week have fully transitioned over
Right. Did you do
to
the
low
full
pressure.
smoothbore training at North August?
Yeah, I did that about a month ago.
Okay.
And then in City about 3 weeks ago, and then this next Thursday we're going to be out at South Tongass, so that
Okay.
everybody's kind of seen the way the operations are going to work.
Okay.
You'd be surprised how much we use these. These are water vacs. They're like a Ghostbuster style vacuum.
Nice.
A lot of times we'll get called for cleanup.
I bet.
Yeah, it's amazing how much these actually get deployed. Whether it be after a fire or just pipe breaks, stuff like that.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
So it is a ladder truck. We do have ladders. We've got a 35-foot 2-section. We've got a 20-foot roof ladder, 28 foot, and then a 10-foot like attic style ladder. I love this ladder. It's so cool.
Oh,
So it's,
nice.
you know, the old scissor ones,
Yeah.
right? But this one's kind of neat because it can go a little bit higher than those. It's just like a tiny little extension ladder.
Yeah.
Yeah, this thing's really cool. I know it's silly, it's just a little ladder to be really excited about, but this thing's been neat. We've got it into a lot of different places that you'd be
Good.
surprised.
Nice and narrow. One thing Ketchikan has a lot of is small, tight, weird.
Yeah, these
spots.
100-year-old houses, right, with all these tiny little corridors.
That's another that bottle.
No, this is actually, you'll see this later, this is our control unit for our stabilizers.
Okay.
So
Makes sense.
it
Visualize
has
there.
4 stabilizers and then 2 outriggers on it, 1 outrigger off of each side.
Okay.
And the cool thing about this is you can what's called short jacket, which means you can deploy the tower with or the aerial, however you want to call it. You can deploy it with both jacks maybe not fully out because you don't have the space.
Oh, okay.
And the computer system does all the math
Yeah.
to decide whether or not it can handle, and it will stop the tower before it moves itself outside of its stability range.
Oh, that's excellent.
So it's a pretty neat system. Obviously, there's always like human redundancies and stuff like that, but it's really nice that you can still be able to deploy it, even if you don't have a whole lot of space to deploy it.
Yeah, which again is a very Ketchikan thing.
Yeah. There's a few other kind of neat features when we go to deploy the stabilizers that I'll show you
Okay.
that work well for us in this environment as well. So we've got a tray. It's a pretty cool way to use the space to have this tray. So we've got our saws, which we're actually in the process of transitioning to electric. So we've got some new electric rescue saws that we're putting in service. The only thing that's going to be fuel is the chainsaw.
Okay.
But yeah, we just got our new electric. We got Homachos, like you guys.
Oh yeah, nice.
So they just came in. Some of them are on the engine, but they're still kind of sitting back there too, ready to be put in service.
Okay.
But in tandem with that, we got some electric rescue saws that are pretty neat too. It's amazing the power that they have. So this is a bracket that we can use to hook on to our platform, and you can hook on a parapet ladder to go down onto a parapet a little bit easier. Okay. Also, this bracket itself is actually for the stokes, so that you can get the stokes up and on attached to the side of the bucket itself.
Nice.
So electric vent fan, like I was saying, a lot of stuff in the fire service is going more and more electric. It's got its benefits for sure. Hydrant bag.
What bag?
Hydrant bag?
Oh,
yeah, hydrant. Yeah. I forgot. You don't really know what those things are, huh?
Yeah. What's a hydrant?
Yeah. So quick hydrant bag, so we can hook up real quick. A lot of times we can relay pump to or from this as well. It's more ideal to relay pump to it.
Oh, okay.
And I'll show you a few things about that when we go to look at the pump. A little bit more equipment. We do have a torch. Like I said, this also doubles up as a rescue. So we have our oxyacetylene torch here.
Oh, okay.
It doesn't have a foam system on it, so we keep a Pro Pack.
Oh, okay.
Blitz line.
Blitz line.
Yeah, so we don't have 2.5 on here anymore, but we do have these bundles, so we can still deploy it, the Blitz line with our 2.5-inch bundles.
Okay.
So it's nice to have. The Blitz lines are a really nice tool. And then the big light. Obviously, rescue style rigs need a lot of scene lighting.
Yes.
It does. Obviously, there's a lot of scene lighting in and of itself.
Yeah.
The bucket itself has some really nice lights on it. At night, the whole thing lights up red, white, and blue. It's really beautiful.
That's very fancy. Oh yeah.
Tools.
Look at our newest tools. Look. My goodness. Except for that.
Yeah.
This.
They get some use.
What is this called with the axe head and the hook?
I think it's a Denver tool. Don't quote me. Don't put it on
Okay.
movie. Video of me saying the wrong thing. I'm almost positive it's called a Denver tool. I'll double check it because our other one actually says on it. No, this. If I go in, this is what I want to take.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, look,
That's really handy.
it's got a little bit of everything on
Got
it.
anything with that.
Yeah.
Oh, more tools over here. Look at how new this axe is. My goodness.
And this one is actually newer than the rig itself. This one came in, more recently.
And this Halligan, has it ever? Okay, it's been used
These
in
are
that,
together.
Okay.
Yeah, this is a married set. You can see it's kind of neat how they're notched out for each other specifically.
Okay, I see. That's okay.
These are a lot of fun to use too.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Small generator. We have a portable hydrant there.
Portable hydrant. Maybe that's what we need.
And then in here's the inverter that we were talking about before. So then we have 2 intakes. These ones go through. Both of these go through the pump.
Yeah.
We run 4-inch supply lines, so you can hook 2 4-inch supply lines into the pump. Now, if you want to bypass the pump altogether, one of the other things, we're a limited staff department, right? So if you have somebody relay pumping to it, and they're going to take complete control of the aerial supply just to the aerial itself, and not anything else, they can hook to this one, and this one would bypass the pump and just send water right up the stick. And now you don't necessarily have to have an engineer specifically dedicated to this truck. The person that's relay pumping can also be managing that as well.
Oh, that's excellent.
Adds a few other elements of communication and whatnot, but yeah.
Nice.
So that's what we got. Yeah, more tools in here. But with that,
Oh yeah.
you ready to get rolling?
Yeah, let's do it.
Sweet. took a video of us doing water supply out in North August with this.